let's connect. Connection boss. Let's connect. Connection boss. Connection live, keep the conversation alive. Connection live, keep the conversation alive. Stay connected, the word is love. Tune in to Connection Live with the Connection boss, Phillip Paulwell, on Fridays on his Facebook page.
Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to Connection Live. I am your host today. My name is DANISHKA Williams. I am a member of the Kingston East and Port Royal constituency. I sit on Member of Parliament Constituency Executive. I once served as Vice President of the People's National Party's youth organization. And I am really excited to be here today to be the host for the show. We're going to have a nice, fun conversation. If you have questions, please send them in the chat and I'll ask Rachele, if you can, feed the questions to me via WhatsApp and I'll just read them out aloud. I'm not able to see them on the side, so feed them to me and I'll read them out. And today we will be, like I said, we'll have a fun conversation. We'll be speaking to Member of Parliament Phillip Paulwell about his journey through politics. And we want to get to know him a little better. So join us, and like I said, share your questions, share your comments. I would like for Comrade MP to join us now. Welcome, Comrade Paulwell.
You know, I have to start by laughing because look at who is going to interview me today. Huh? Little, and you know, I just thought about this saying, a little child shall lead them. Because
so
I
know me as a child, but now I am an adult.
And I knew you from before you were born. So
wow, that's amazing.
You.
That's amazing.
Yes, I think you have to tell those people to share it here.
Yes, so I'd like you all to like and share. I'm not able to see the Facebook at the side. I'm not sure why. But I'd like you to like and share, and please comment. Share it as wide as possible.
I'm seeing everybody. I see Mary Holland asking people to share. I see Paula Chambers. Good evening, comrades, watching out of New York. And where is my host? Well, I'm here waiting. I see Steve Smith. I see Jeannie Green. So the host is back.
I'm sorry about that. I tried to click login and it kicked me out. So sorry about that. I'm not able to see Facebook at the side. So Comrade Paulwell, if you're able, when opportunity arises, just welcome everyone who joins on Facebook. And
yes, I'm seeing Ali. I'm seeing the usuals. And I'm sure we're gonna have some addition. Oh, Pamela Redwood.
Welcome, Comrade Pamela.
Yes, Wallace. Mario. Yeah. You know,
hi,
sometimes
Mario.
I'm not too sure if people like when we call out their names, you know, but
if you can see that they're in, other persons can also see.
Yes.
Me, I'm unable to see, but others can see that they're there as well. So welcome everyone. Please share it in your various groups so that we can have a wide audience tonight. It's going to be a lovely discussion, a lovely little chit chat with Comrade.
You say so yourself.
Yes, it's going to be a lovely chit chat. All right, Comrade Paul, can we go? Are you ready to begin?
Yes, we're 4 minutes after the hour. Yes, sure.
All right. So first, I'd like you to tell me what prompted you to start this program, Connection Live. What was the motivation behind it?
Okay, I started it shortly after I became chairman of our great party. I thought, especially because we were going through COVID and we weren't able to be out there as much as we would like, that there ought to be an opportunity for the chairman of the party to be in touch with the leadership of the party, with the party members, and so on. So that's how we started initially. And then it mushroomed into a wider audience. I'm so happy that I'm now seeing, you know, we get a steady 1,000 or so viewers. We've gotten up to 8,000 viewers. I'm very happy about that. And it also allows me to connect, to continue to be the connection boss.
Which is important.
Which is important. And I'm very grateful for all of those comrades and friends, we even have some labor rights as well.
And we welcome them. We welcome them as well.
Of course, of course.
Special good night to all the labor rights. I know you guys are not having a grand time in your party, so we welcome you on our side. If you're in East Kingston, we welcome your vote, and thanks for joining us. And please stay with us.
Yes, good.
All right. So I wanted to know from your perspective, apart from the viewership online, how has it been received? Have persons seen you in public and say, you know, I watch your Facebook Live and I love it? Have constituents said anything to you about it? I know you did an episode with the constituency, the seats, the constituency development fund, right?
Right.
How have those been received?
Well, you know, East Kingston and Paulwell was the first constituency to organize a consultation. You know, you have to have regular consultations every other year to continue to qualify for funding. And we were the first constituency to use Zoom technology to have our CDF consultation. We were able to have the largest gathering ever for a consultation. So even when we do our face-to-face, we didn't have as large a turnout as we did on Zoom. And I tell you, it was very effective. The quality was great. We started on time.
As usual, you're known for that, you know. You're widely known for starting everything on time, always be there, even if you're the only one there.
That's right. That's right. So I am still concerned that I don't see enough constituents giving feedback because you're not too sure who the viewers are. You can't see everybody.
Right.
But I would love to get more feedback because it's an effective tool to enhance our democracy, to get our people to participate more and to do better representation as the member of parliament.
So I think what you may have to do is some door-to-door, some town criers, because I think because it's not the norm, even though it happens, persons are still not, they're not accustomed to it. So not being accustomed to it makes you a little reluctant. But I definitely think you will get there because the approach you're taking, it's new and it's fresh and you're consistent. So I definitely believe that you will get there.
And as you're aware, I recently commanded Comrade Kedron Allen, a youngster like yourself, to be in charge
I'm sure he's on.
Yes, but he's in charge of our political education now in the constituency. And one of his primary responsibilities is to ensure that the people can be in touch with their member of parliament, with their councillors, and to ensure that our cadres, the PMP members, lead that effort in the constituency.
Okay, and that's important. So Kedron, I know you're on, I know you're listening, and if you're not, I know Kemar is listening and you will hear.
Kemar all the way in China.
All the way in China.
Yes.
So I want to jump a little from constituency to your national profile and legacy. What would you say is one thing that you are most proud of as a public servant? You
know, there are a number of things, and people always associate me with telecommunications and the fact that Jamaica led the way. It's the only country in the world up to the time that was able to cancel licenses, monopoly licenses, without having to fork out billions of dollars as Hong Kong did in settling those legal liabilities. And we led the Caribbean. But, you know, I don't regard that as my proudest moments. There are two other things that I have achieved. One related to telecoms, one related to energy. The one related to telecoms was the Universal Service Fund. And I'm proud of that because of how it originated. I was adamant, even in the face of opposition, locally, internationally. You're too young to remember that, and I'm sorry that I'm going to play on your, by the way, that's a nice cup. I'm sorry, I'm going to be playing.
I try to stay connected. I got it from my member of parliament, Comrade Phillip Paulwell, and I stay connected.
Yeah. No, you're messing with my thoughts now. So let me get back to Universal Service Fund. We were able to institute a tax that was only applicable to those people who live outside of Jamaica. And we're able to use that to fund a facility to ensure that every single Jamaican got access to the internet, to broadband connectivity. And because of that, many people were upset. There were international carriers who were making billions of Jamaicans, both calls coming in and calls going out. And this was to tap into some of that money. And they shut us out for 3 days. For 3 days, no Jamaican could call anywhere in the world. You could only make local calls.
Wow.
And of course, people say, Minister must resign, he must resign. What a scandal. Yes, scandal. And with the support of the Prime Minister, PJ, and the cabinet, we said, no, we're not going to buckle. So even after the second day, you know how Jamaicans love to be in the touch with them family in Miami and everywhere.
Yeah.
I said, no, we're not going to buckle. And at the end of the third day, because the carriers were losing so much money, they had to switch back on the circuits. And from then to now, we have collected billions and billions of dollars. The aim, DANISHKA, DANISHKA, was to enable every Jamaican, if you are in a public space, to have free broadband connectivity, free access. We have not achieved that because we lost power in 2016, but that was the aim.
If it is that when the next election is called and the PNP regains power, is it something that's high on your list of priorities?
No, it has to be done. For Jamaica to be able to compete, to be on the same level, because nobody knows better than we. So
That's
if
true.
we're going to be on the same level as Japan, as Australia, as the US of A, we need to have access, full, unrestricted access to technology. It is what is going to level the playing field. And it must be at a price that people can afford. And better yet, for those who can't afford it, it must be for free. It must be for free. So yes, that is priority number one when we get back in the government.
Okay,
the other thing I want to mention though is the Petrocaribe Agreement. Many people don't know that I was the vice chairman of Petrocaribe when it was initiated and for a number of years. And it wasn't so easy. Now, people just believe that Venezuela just wanted to do good things, and they did want to. But there were some negotiations which also involved Petrojam. And you know, the irony of this is that the greatest benefit of Petrocaribe came not when we were in power, but in 2008, when the price of oil went up to $150 a barrel. And we were in danger of becoming a failed economy. And if it weren't for Petrocaribe, our dollar would have gone to 200 to 1, and so on and so forth. But I don't want to bore you with too much this year.
No. I actually think that it's important for you to share the story and share it as many times as you can, even if you think some of us are getting tired of it, because there are many of us who have never heard the story. You know, and every time you tell the story, there's somebody new who will hear it, and it's an important story to tell. So don't worry about boring us with that story. It's important.
But what I want to say associated with that is, in all of this, you have to be taking on people, you have to be fighting battles. These things are wars, and I love these kind of wars. So when I was minister in charge of the motor vehicle policy, I warred with the new car dealers because people couldn't get cars.
Right.
I had to war with Cable and Wireless. I've warred with JPS. I've warred with bauxite companies, major multinational companies like Rusal and others. And in all of that, you build enemies. You have to. And people don't like you. And people pay other people to say bad things about you. They make up stories about you.
It's just a big part of the politics.
And they pay, and they pay, and they pay. And that's why, you know, some people have negative views. But you see these things? You can see them. And here and here.
Clean. Coconut water.
Clean. Because I have come here to serve my people, and I believe my people are better off for that service.
Right. And I think that's what's important. Once you are the work that you're doing, you believe that persons are better off from what you have done than they would be without you. That's what's important, Comrade Paulwell. So
someone just wrote a while ago, good evening, when you get back to power, what you're going to do to JPS? They are killing us, the poor.
They really are. They really are.
Yes, and I don't blame JPS, no. I blame the government because the government can do more. The government, we transformed electricity in Jamaica. No. When I became minister, and by the way, I became minister for energy in 2002. So this is 20 years now. I'm dealing with the energy portfolio. When I became minister for energy, the fuel that we were using was 98% fossil fuel, which comprised of heavy fuel oil and diesel. 98%. Today, that's about 20%. We
Wow.
brought in LNG, which is about 60%. And of course, the revolution that took place was in renewables, when we brought in solar, wind, and all of those things. Those are achievements. The government needs to remove some of the taxation for JPS now to alleviate the burden, and it needs to ensure that the benefits that should have flowed from the introduction of LNG, that those benefits be flowed by way of ensuring that there's competition in the amount of persons being allowed to provide natural gas as a fuel. And those are things we can talk about other times.
Okay. People always say that you are a party man. What does that mean?
You mean
Not so,
parties?
not soca, not that kind of party, but
No,
party.
but just a word about that, because I don't know why people just talk about soca. I love music. I love, if you come to my birthday parties, you see that I am there. Listen, I work hard and I deserve to play hard. But in terms of the People's National Party, yes, I am a committed member of the People's National Party. I am a committed comrade. I am a committed democratic socialist. And because of all of those things, and because I see the PNP as the vehicle for so many of the changes that have occurred since independence and more to come, that I hold the PNP dear to my heart. And I therefore try to see how I can help to leave the PNP in a better place than when I found it. Unfortunately, we're not there now, but I am very hopeful for the future. The People's National Party cannot die. In
Can't,
fact, the
can't.
PNP deserves to be the top party in Jamaica forever, and I think we're going to get back there soon.
I agree with you. But you said you're faithful to the party. So tell me, given that you deem yourself so faithful, why did you resign as chairman?
All right, so I see you're trying to become a tough journalist now. And I find the toughest journalists are women, because I can't really manhandle them and rough them up in the interview. So I have to answer the questions.
Yes.
Oh, it was a most difficult decision for me last year, because I'm not like that. I don't run away from things. And it was done because of my trying to preserve party unity, believe it or not. And I have therefore kept my tongue in relation to issues. Subsequent to the resignation, there have been other things that have happened, and I think we have done tremendously well in keeping them within the family. There are issues that have come up, I've been involved with, that we have kept away from the public space, and we've had discussions, very detailed, heated discussions at times, and it is the way to resolve internal issues. Yes, when you resign, it has to be public. People will know about it.
Right.
But from that instance, we have been able to manage it so that we have kept the information within the family. And even now, I believe we can achieve the unity we are striving for. And I'm very hopeful for the future, quite honestly.
I appreciate that. So I had no idea that you all were still trying to achieve unity. So I really appreciate hearing that in words. Following the announcement of your resignation and the big bang that you started this year with, so writing to the Glean on Sundays, the growth of your Facebook Live, your calendar, among other things that's growing, can you tell me if you're convinced, right? Tell me if you're convinced that you're setting the stage to lead the party? Because that's a talk on the ground. Is that the
So,
direction you're trying to lead the party, to take over leadership of the party? September is near. Is that the direction that you're going? Because it's heavy on the ground.
yeah, let me be to be clear about that. Firstly, I have been doing a number of public things, such as the newspaper articles, these lives. I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book, and I'm putting so much in that book, the effort, the recollections. I'm doing that because I think I deserve to tell my story.
Right.
Over 20 odd years, this is my 25th year as a member of parliament, but 27 years in the parliament, people have characterized me in so many different ways. A lot of it negative and so on. And again, I go back to why people would be negative towards me. I
But
fight
you've
hard.
only recently started to defend yourself. So
Yes,
now that you've started to defend yourself, to clear your name, to speak on who Phillip Paulwell is and about your achievements, all your accomplishments, people have started to say it is because he wants to lead.
yes. And let me be absolutely clear about that. Because I believe that you can only have one leader at a time for the party. I have a principle. There is an overriding principle that if you have a leader who has been elected to lead your party, that leader deserves his or her opportunity to lead, to enable the party to work towards unity and to get into national elections. I was upset when Sister P was challenged in 2008. I was upset again when Comrade Peter Phillips was challenged in 2019. So I'm not going to make those mistakes. I've been in the system.
The victories, but upset about the challenges.
I'm upset, yes, because I believe that a party leader deserves some space. Now, in our context, in the way that our party functions, there is a tremendous amount of resentment that occurs when a leader is challenged. In fact, whenever there's a challenge, you have it, but more so when a leader is challenged.
Right.
In 2008, Comrade Peter Phillips didn't see an opportunity to become leader until a number of years afterwards, because you have a price that is paid for challenging the leader. That's just the nature of the politics. In 2019, when Comrade Bunting challenged Comrade Peter Phillips, he's paid a price. And my own view is that Comrade Bunting will not get the opportunity to become leader because you pay a price when you do these things. And the nature of the party.
And it's not the price you're willing to pay.
No, because apart from everything else, the party suffers. I am not getting younger. I believe I'm far more effective in government as a member of a cabinet that is going to challenge the status quo, to bring in policies that will enable our people to be better. If there is always internal wranglings and challenges in the party, we will not see the light of day. The reason why we lost so badly in 2020 was what happened in 2019 and going forward. People are not going to vote. Our supporters, PNP supporters, are sensible people. They are not going to put on them clothes, go to the election polling station to vote for a party whose house is in disarray. And the surest way to get to disarray is when you have internal challenges. So Comrade Mark Golin is the party leader. We have local government elections that we have to face. If we don't pull the team together and forget about challenges, to work together, we are not going to do well. There are some outstanding candidates out there. I am in charge of St. Thomas, and I had a meeting last night. We did it by Zoom. Next week we're going to do it face to face. And I'm amazed at the amount of work that our candidates are doing, and they've been doing so not knowing when elections will be held. It is unfair to them to for us to be thinking about ambition or personal ambition at this time. Let us come
Right.
together. Let us fight this battle together and move on thereafter. So absolutely no challenge at all. And
Okay.
I wouldn't encourage anybody to
To
challenge.
challenge at this time.
Yes.
Okay, I'm happy that you made it very clear. I appreciate that. I want to skip over those for now and jump into the constituency. So every year I look forward to your constituency conferences. I know COVID has kind of put a damper on the situation, but I want to know, what are the plans for the conference this year? Can you give me some insight? Can you tell me any of the little secrets that you have planned?
Yes, yes, yes. Well, you know, we try to be different. We try to
I know.
innovate. And this year we're going to have a real nice conference. And we're going to mix it with business and some pleasure. You know, it already. I haven't had a birthday party in ages.
So
So
this is like your birthday party.
we're going to celebrate Jamaica 6 years. This is
Okay.
going to be, you know, in my budget presentation this year, I
Mm-hmm.
focus on the greatness and reigniting
Mm-hmm.
the greatness of this country. And I want to talk a little bit about that in a little while. But the
Sure.
conference is going to be on the 7th of August,
Mm-hmm.
which is the day after. Wait,
Save the date, everyone. It's August.
yes,
Comrade Paulwell, please give us the location so we can have
right. So,
everybody.
right, the 7th of August. And we are moving it from the schoolroom. We normally do it at Dunoon Technical School. We do it at Vauxhall. We are going to Bournemouth Bar. So it's a historic site. We have pools down there. We don't have no water in them, but we have the infrastructure.
Okay.
But it's a facility for tremendous entertainment. It is one of the largest facilities in the constituency. So we're going to use indoors for our private session. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to have AC inside there, so our delegates will be
All right.
cool. And we want to make sure that this year, not only delegates come, but members of groups. We
Mm-hmm.
have 60 groups or so. We want the
So
place to be.
the private session will include members,
Yes, but of course, those who vote are your delegates, right?
delegates,
So you
right?
want them to sit up front. But we also want
Members will
our
be
group
allowed to
members
attendance.
to come inside because we want to talk about public education. We want to talk about some of the issues. We want to get them to appreciate the value of these lives. And also when we mobilize for community meetings, because every year before COVID, we would have a series of community meetings in every community. But the turnout used to be poor because unless you have some serious issues like crime and violence and so on, people
Right.
tend not to come out to these things, but they are not being encouraged enough to come out. People sometimes take our constituency for granted that
Mm-hmm.
yes,
They
we
see
win, we're
they
going to win already, and so the effort is not there in those terms. So we want to get our membership out to talk to them about their responsibility as well, and so the private session will be held indoors. Outdoors now, we're going to have a big stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're going to have few speeches,
Mm-hmm.
very few speeches. In fact, nobody is going to be allowed apart from the MP to talk for more than 5 minutes, right?
Okay.
And I'm only doing that because you know I have to do some reporting.
So give me an idea of who will be giving speeches.
Well, I'm going to be inviting the entire party leadership. Um,
Okay.
it's independent celebration time, so we're not too sure as yet who will confirm, but I'm hoping that the entire leadership will come. Um, and I'm hoping that Comrade Patterson we might be able to pass through. Comrade Peter Phillips, unfortunately, as you know, Comrade Portia won't be able to attend. But we're looking for strong support, not only from Region 3, but across the country. It is a nice place to come and have fun. We're going to have a band performing. We're going to have some artists performing. We're going to have something for my age group. and something for younger than you.
Yes, yes, yes.
As a
I
concept.
thought you were going to say my age group, and I was prepared to correct you that
Yes.
I only look young. There is a set of people younger than me who listen to a different type of music than I do. So that's
Yes,
that's, that's
yes,
very it's important to know that you're trying to cater to all the different demographics within your
yes,
constituency. That's
yes. It's
important.
going to be fun. We're also trying to get some of our schools involved because
Mhm.
it's festival time, and we have some talented youngsters in the
Right.
constituency.
We do. We
So
do.
you're going to have the first phase of that entertainment program with some of our children, and they're going to perform very well. We're going to have surprises. I know some big artists, some big artists support me, right? Some of them are on tour, but I'm trying to find as many of them as possible to pass through and give us a 5 minute here and there. We're going to have a big sound. So when the conference done, it won't done. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
After we finish the formalities, we're going to be there, and the police will allow us to go
To have a
through, and to go through. We're going to turn down the noise at a certain time because we do have some communities nearby,
Mhm.
but we intend to celebrate Jamaica's 60th in true PNP style and fashion.
Okay, I love that. I love the concept. And I do encourage everyone to come out, bring a friend, bring a friend, bring a friend, especially those from the constituency. If you're not from the constituency, still come. It's a big celebration, and I look forward to it every year. I
So,
don't
so,
attend
so
every
um,
conference, but I make sure I am at.
Michelle Spencer Mitchell, she's from St. Thomas. She
Mhm.
says that your next constituency, which is Western St. Thomas, will be there in full
That's good.
force.
That's good to know. That's good
Claudette
to
is asking what time will it start? The public session will start at 5 o'clock. Come here, Claudette. Andreen Higgins. Listen for that name, Andreen Higgins.
Andrew
Big
Higgins.
future ahead of her in the party. So it sounds like fun. Michelle Stern from Excelsior, alma mater that. Seems the
Ah,
PMP. Yes, Michelle, I hear what you're saying. And it is not only about winning, but Michelle, if we don't win, we can't influence a thing.
can't do
If we
anything.
don't win, then Mr. Holness and his team will continue, and all the achievements that we made and handed over to them on a platter in 2016 will whittle away. We have to get back into power. We do have to get back to power.
And I trust that we will. I trust that once everyone takes the same approach that you're taking, which is
Yes.
to do the work within the constituency, you start to be loud about it, which is what you're doing now by having these Facebook Lives and doing the articles in the
Yes.
Gleaner. Once you start to be loud about it, people hear it enough times, they believe it, and whatever they had believed before, they start to unlearn some of the things that they learned, the negativity that they learned. And I mean, there's no telling what we can achieve if we start to move towards unity.
So
Um,
Joseph Bonnie say enough respect and more blessings.
Hi,
Ian
Comrade
Emmanuel,
Bunny.
Ian Emmanuel said, love the spirit, comrade. Jennifer Clark, Northeast in the house.
And
Yvonne Gale.
I know all these persons will be at your conference.
Yes. Charmaine Daniel, great. Looking forward to join the celebration. Yeah, man, we're going to have some fun. Listen, PNB
And we'll
people
send
don't
out the flyer too, so you can look forward to the flyer coming out
yeah,
soon.
yes, but I need to say, PNP people don't have fun enough. We don't enjoy ourselves with each other enough, and we need to
That's
do
true.
that.
So the PMP that I heard about from my parents, I'm
Yes,
yet to experience it, and I can't wait to experience that PMP. But my mother and father have told me about it, so I have an idea of what you guys did back in your days, but I haven't experienced it, and I
yes,
would love to. So I think this is a good start.
yes.
Um,
I see
you
Karen Cross at the conference will be live on Facebook. Listen, I
live
don't
on
want Karen come there, come steal my show. It is going to be live on my Facebook page. All right.
Karen.
Respect.
Comrade
And of
MP.
course, everyone is welcome. I really want to use myself and others to see how we can pull back our party together, how we can get all the comrades who are having, fussing one side and the other, to see how we can come back together, to use this occasion to build back this unity, to build back the love that we need.
it's I think it's important to note as well that you don't have to like each and every comrade, but what's important is to carry the message of the party. You carry the message of the party and see how you can help in your individual constituencies, because that's what I do, and I posted the flyer. Somebody said, oh, you're back in at the thing, and I was like, no, it's my MP's live, I will be there, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's important for each person to work in the spaces that you can work in. You don't have to be everywhere. If you're uncomfortable in a particular space, you don't need to continue to exist there. So so MP, there's something that you mentioned that you wanted to touch on as well.
Yeah.
Your presentation in Parliament.
Yes. Well, I want to talk about Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
and in particular our 60th anniversary, because it saddens me when I hear young people, especially, but older folks, speak about independence in a negative, even derogatory way. I hear people saying that it's better with it still on the Mrs. Queen as a colonial um, country. Now, that saddens me because, in spite of all the negatives, and we can talk about them, but we shouldn't be afraid. Crime and violence is terrible. We kill too many of our people, and that is something that is a blot on us. I don't think we have achieved what we should in education. Some of our people excel, and we have the brightest, but we also have some of the most difficult schools around that are not achieving. And to that extent, we are having an apartheid system in education. We still don't have a society that respects law and order. Women who go to the stoplight are harassed by people who are trying to wipe their glasses. Right? So there are negatives, but for heaven's sake, don't get so swamped by those negatives that we are not appreciating the overall good. And when I say that, it is not that I'm trying to big up the government, because the truth is, most of those achievements over time have come because of the People's National Party. When we decided, Norman Manley decided to build the stadium, it was the JLP who argued against that. If we didn't have the stadium, we would not have been able to accomplish some of the things that we have. When we PJ decided to build the East-West Highway and Porsche the North-South Highway, those were not welcome, but we did it because those were good things to do. We have achieved a lot. Jamaica, for its size, for the space on this earth, for our GDP, we batting in heavyweight category from even before independence. There's nowhere in the world I go and I tell them that I'm a Jamaican, that people don't look back and brace up and
Yeah.
smile. And it's
Right.
not because of the violence that is in the back of some people's mind, but some of them have visited Jamaica, and Jamaica is the top destination in the Caribbean with repeat visitors. So when
Right.
people come, they will come and they will come again,
Yeah.
in
And it's
spite
home
of
of
all
the
the
Bob Marley's, the Usain Bolt.
all of that, all of that.
Right.
Right. So we should be proud. We should be proud. There are a lot of unfinished business. We should not still be recognizing the Queen as our head of state. That needs to be dealt with. And we should be waiting, as Mrs. Malala Fort has proclaimed, until next election. We can deal with that now. We should get rid of the Privy Council. Right? But for heaven's sake, Jamaica was the first country in the world to do a head of state podcast. PJ Patterson in 2000, just before we started our campaign, Log On with Progress. Remember that?
That was 2002 election.
Yes, PJ Patterson, before President Clinton, was the first head of state to use the internet for a broadcast. Jamaica has the latest in technology. We do so many things well that it pains me when I hear people speak negatively about my country. One of the virtues of the People's National Party is our sense of patriotism. And we have to find a way, Danishka, in recognizing that so many of our people don't even bother to vote. 60%. We have to find a way to get them back to come and vote for the People's National Party.
So what we need to do is reignite that fire inside people. You know, that fire
Yes.
that I used to have, the fire that I heard about. So like I said, I hear about it from my parents, but I don't see it among my peers.
By the
You know,
way,
so reignite that fire in people.
yes, I need to tell that Hugh Campbell just confirmed what I just said about PJ and the use of the podcast. Emma Quad was the company that facilitated that. Hugh Campbell was a part of that establishment. We were the first country in the world to do that. But I'm saying we have to find those 60%. A lot of them are turned off because of the bad things we say about each other. So when we in power, we try to say negative things about them to get them out. And that's the competitive nature of the politics, but it need not be as negative as that. We have to try to claw back now. And you're not going to be sitting in the grounds of the JLP when you do this, when you try to work across the aisle to cooperate, to show people that we are civilized. I tell you something, you wouldn't believe this. And I'm so excited to have a host. Normally, when I'm here alone, it's boring. You know? Yes, people say, boy, you need to get some light.
Well, invite me anytime, MP. Invite me anytime.
No, man. As of now, we're going to have a host. But I was saying something the other day. You know, I was in my office as minister one day. And Minister Desmond McKenzie, now minister, but he was Desmond them days, called me and said, boy, Phillip, I want to come talk to you about some things. And then he came to my office. And when Desmond McKenzie came to the door and said, Phillip, you hear what happened to Roger Clark? I said, no. He said, Roger Clark just died. And Desmond McKenzie came and slumped in my chair. I slumped in mine. And we were there bawling together.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
No, I can't.
Jamaicans would not believe that. You know? So we have to show that we can live better. JLP, PNP, that this country belongs to all of us. And though my side is better, we have to appreciate them for who they are. Right?
Right,
and
because they are citizens of the country.
Yes. And see how we can build back a sense of nationhood where we are proud to be Jamaicans. Sorry to go off on a tangent.
No, it's fine. As you touched on the Jamaica 60, can you tell me what you have in store for Jamaica 60? What are your activities going to be this year?
Yes, well, I tell you, I have so many different things. I don't know if you have all the time, but you know, this year I started. Wait, somebody is doing some technical work behind the scene. Thank you very much, Comrade Rashley. Rashley at work. Yes, this year I started my charity. I was involved in some charity foundation before. In fact, before I got into politics, I was in a group called Brothers Keepers. And our role was to go and visit all the prisons to offer mentorship to the prisoners.
Wow.
Yeah, we started those days to bring in computers to the prisons long ago before I got into this thing, you know. We spent a lot of time with those inmates on death row and so on. But this year I launched formally during my birthday celebrations. In fact, myself and Comrade Dennis Gordon, a number of charities, the Women's Center, where you have a lot of teenage mothers, a lot of them having had their children believe that it's the end of the world, but it is not. These youngsters are bright. Some of them dropped out of high school, and what we are doing is to make examples of them as how you can come from a difficult situation to become brilliant. And we want to get them into coding, software development. So we provided them with computers this year. We weren't able to effect the classes that are now necessary to do the training because of COVID. We are now back. So we are going to spend the resources to get them now enrolled so that they can develop their software development skills. We want to get them into some international competitions because our Jamaican people can do anything foreigners can do and excel more than others. So that is a project that we're going to revisit.
I love that that all the projects that you do are connected to what you're passionate about. So technology and advancing technology and advancing it in spaces that really they really would appreciate the help. So I appreciate that.
And also young people. That's one of the passions. As you know, being on my constituency executive.
As a young people.
Yes. So that is one of the activities. We're also going to be revisiting the home in my constituency. Remember, we had visited that during my birthday. There is a home, what's the name of the road now? On Keswick. They have been hosting children there from in the 60s. And we went and we gave them a microwave. We want to revisit them to see how they're doing, to award 2 scholarships to the top boy and girl. And then the School of Music. We gave them a drum set, an amplifier in January. And it was amazing how appreciative these youngsters were. Music, our culture, is one of the things that set us apart in the world. And especially because it's Edna Manley, and also because they are training young people into appreciating the various instruments, genre, and so on. We are going to be visiting them again to continue to work. So these charges that we have, they're not one-off. We have formalized the foundation, so we are ready to continue and to do the second phase. But apart from that, we're going to be having some panel discussions. So I see here we're going to be unveiling the logo. We did it tonight, yes?
Yes.
We have a song to come that will come. We're going to be doing a statement of purpose. So there's a panel discussion on some critical issues like education. We have to talk about education. I want to bring it here. And it won't be me alone. It will be a panel. We have some names there. We're just waiting for full confirmation of those. We're going to be discussing things like climate change.
Nice.
But you know what I wanted?
That sounds up the street of Comrade Price.
Comrade Price.
Price, yes.
I see his name here. I see Sophia Fraser Binns' name here. Yes. By the way, you know what I don't say here, and we have to talk about it. We are what we eat, you know. We are what we eat.
And I am a vegan.
Yes, and you're trying to convince me, and I'm making baby steps.
Yes.
Because I believe that we are what we eat. And all of these dangerous diseases that afflict humankind come as a result of so much of what we put into our body.
Definitely.
So,
when you're ready for that conversation, please weave me into that one.
Well, I hope that you take up my offer recently to start to send me some samples of some of the food stuff. I will pay for them enough. I don't want anything free.
Give me a little time. I'll get there, MP.
It's a business, Danishka. You could become a multimillionaire.
Okay, I believe you. I trust you and I believe you. So I will get there. Give me a little time.
All
but
right,
your theme for this year is electrifying the nation's greatness.
Yes, but I just want to finish off what I'm saying. All right. So we're going to be visiting a juvenile center. We're going to speak about that. So we've been trying to get Renata Adams to be of that. Fitz Jackson and so on. Electrifying our nation's greatness through the orange economy, which is going back to music entertainment, Alpha Boys Home. So we're trying to get Dean Fraser and a number of other people in that. And then we're going to be electrifying our nation's greatness by rescuing the economy. You know, when we talk about rescuing the economy, we have to have Peter Phillips, Andre Horton, and of course we will have Julian as well. So listen, it's a whole lot of stuff we're doing, between now and the 7th. The 7th is the culmination. The 7th is the massive event, and we're going to be streaming that live. So even those who are in the diaspora will be able to join us to be a part of these celebrations. Yes. So I have so many things here, but
I think these plans are really amazing, and I think had the PMP been in power, the 60th celebration would have been much more than what it is right now. I see
yes,
Babsy Green saying that we don't even have a festival song this year, and I mean, but
these things, yeah.
I'm happy about what you have planned, and I cannot wait to see it come alive. I
Yes,
can't wait.
I'm inviting those of you to be a part of what I'm doing. I'm a proud Jamaican, and I believe that these festival activities should have been planned from last year, 60 years. We should be planning these things long before. I don't see any massive, major, monumental project like
Nothing.
we did when we were turning the century, with Highway 2000 and so on. It's really a shame, but
Yeah, it definitely is a shame. And I hope that somebody, those JLP members who are listening tonight, I hope you pass the message up because it's important. Big 60.
electrifying our greatness.
Yeah, we can share the theme. We
Yeah.
can share. But MP, we've been on for over 50 minutes. Before we go,
Wow.
I want to use this space and this opportunity to kind of get to know you a little better, so everyone watching can also get to know you. So I have some words that I'm gonna say, and when I say these words, I'd like you to tell me what comes to mind. Right?
Oh Lord.
Okay. So the first word is power, and it's very easy. So just tell me what comes to mind. Power.
Achievements, benefits, sacrifice,
Okay. Connection.
love, unity,
Okay. Success.
wealth, happiness,
Socialist.
equality, even-handedness, egalitarian, level playing field. Oh, that's not one word. That's just two.
I had equality there as well as a word. So
All right. Everything is everything.
unity. What comes to mind when I say unity?
Growth, achievement, success.
Okay, nice. So everything has intertwined.
Everything is everything. And
Yeah.
we need them to be a successful party. We need them to be a successful country.
Yes, definitely. MP, thanks for having me as your host. I would like to ask if there's anything else that you want to touch on before we close out this live.
Well, I say Annika Bartley is on. This
Hi,
week was her
Anika.
birthday. Yes, she
Happy
celebrated her
belated.
birthday. Some
Happy
people say she's
belated.
about 18 now.
I'm
Not
happy
one.
that you were born in the best month of the year.
Happy
Happy belated
belated.
birthday. I hope it was amazing.
Yes. Roma Beans. You
Oh,
know
my
who's Roma Beans? Yes.
mom. Mommy.
She has LOL. Well, I say something though? I have to commend you because this is your debut, and you have passed the test. You haven't been so unkind as I thought you would be.
No,
So
no, no. No, I just need to get the important questions out there. There's some concerns, about your why you're doing what you're doing. So we need to get the questions out there so persons can be clear on what's happening and why you're doing it and how they can join, how they can be a part. So I'm also going to ask that for all the plans that you have for the 60th celebrations, I'm gonna ask that you share them on your Facebook so that persons who want to be a part, they can come and
yes.
join you. Somebody may want
Princess
to
Hall saying,
something.
Dolly Campbell saying hi, Dan Dan.
Hi, Auntie Dolly's.
Princess Hall saying, Hail man, socialist. Annika, of course. Roma Bins. Hi there, comment, Paulwell. Also, happy belated birthday to my forever Madam Prezi. Oh, Crystal. Yes, Crystal Tomlinson. Yes, happy
Her
belated birthday.
birthday was on the 8th. We had
Yes.
lovely celebrations.
And Roma is saying, Danishka, yes, with about 10 S's.
Nice.
Pauline, respect. Karen C. Cross, Roma Bins.
Oh, Karen C. Cross. Big up Comrade Karen Cross. Comrade Karen Cross is at the conference, is streaming live on Facebook, and I love that.
Yeah. By the way, this weekend I'm going to be in Buff Bay. Next week I'm going to Darliston.
You booked.
Booked.
Calendar full.
Yes.
I
But
love that.
a number of us all over the place. The party leader, by the way, he's also all over
A little book.
doing a number of
I like that.
conferences as well. Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Alright.
Nikki Gordon, good job, Comrade Danishka.
Thank
Marcia
you.
Hutchinson, blessings. Yes. So the comments are coming in.
Nice.
But yes, we're gone 55 minutes. And you know,
Yeah,
this live is short and nice.
Yes. All right, Comrade Paulwell, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for being consistent with these lives every week. I look forward to next week, and I look forward to your 60th celebrations for Jamaica 60, and I also look forward to your constituency conference. Everybody, please come out in your numbers and be prepared to enjoy yourselves. So it's going to be politics, and it's going to be fun and entertainment.
Namaste.
Namaste.